right, we are live from Ames, Iowa. As we are ready to see game number 2 of the night, the JUCO Western Union JUCO Showcase game. Joining me back in the booth is Zay. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Ready to see these JUCO guys go out of here.
Yeah, another JUCO game. I know this one's kind of highly anticipated as well. A couple guys in the chat has been going off about this game practically the whole week, so finally bringing it here.
Should be a fun one. O'Donnell floater up is no good. Caleb Brinkley fired up, picked off by Goro. Here comes O'Donnell the other way. Appreciate everybody coming back for this one. Brinkley up with the rebound, so nobody able to get a bucket here early on.
Yeah, some cold feet early on, just getting the jitters out. All these guys are taking the court for the first time as ran the three there.
Caleb Brinkley. So Brinkley's put up a couple so far. Inside, nice block by Swanson, Ron Swanson. The versatile paint piece with a huge block. Evan Dunn with the foul.
Yeah, 3-and-D guard, Jaden Thomas to the line.
QCam, what's your guy's name? I'll try to tell you. What's your guy's name, QCam? Cam Davis, gotcha. You should, as long as the game didn't change it, you should be number 12. There is 3 number 2s on the East squad, so it might have changed a couple of guys' jerseys. Brinkley, Thomas, and Ford are all wearing number 2, so I don't know who's what. Goro. Eddie Goro, the power forward, the two-way slashing forward. Another two-way slashing forward. I'm kind of digging that arc.
Yeah, I know it's a very popular arc. Warren Swanson again. I like that versatile paint piece arc too. But yeah, the two-way slashing four is always a pretty popular arc to go after.
I like it because I like it for this reason. If you're a team that pushes for guard play or center play, that position becomes so pivotal in the transitional game, and guys cutting to the basket is, you get a guy that's moving, and that means he's going to have a lot of high-flying dunks. Jack Ford looks to drive, baseline up off the glass. Good defense there by Eddie Goro. Here comes Evan Dunn, looking to push the pace here just a little bit. Goes into no man's land, dishes it off to Goro. And the Eddie Goro on the board. We have not
seen a lot from him defensively. Starting to see him on the offensive end too, Eddie Goro.
Yes, sir. Each unit here is 12. There's 12 on a roster, so the rotations with a 12-man roster are hard to make it perfect. And whoa, hello.
Ooh. Okay.
Evan Dunn, the playmaking floor general. Ouch.
Yeah, give it a little bit of size there, getting up there on that rim.
Yeah, we put it in at 20, but again, it doesn't always work out that way. It's rotation. The starter units always seem to get a little bit more time. The 6th man actually gets the most time. So, usually. Bronowell, no good. Thomas. Looks to drive, kicks that out to Ford. Pull-up jumper is good. back forward. The sharpshooting
Yeah,
went
wrong
small.
with that mid-range shot there.
No, sir. That sharpshooting wing, the small forward. Nice pass inside. Eddie Goro. He's looked good. He's fitting in. So 10-9. The West lead here early on. And normally our games are 8-minute quarters, but they're, because of the 12-man deep roster, it's set at 10-minute quarters. Normally the games finish within under an hour. Jones.
Yeah, rising up there. James Jones, the athletic finisher.
Taximer, he might not be in yet. There's 12 guys. Each roster has 3 centers, so it's possible he's the next guy to come in off the rotation, so.
Yeah, Bill Dozer getting that last one in. I like his name, Bill Dozer.
He's probably either this guy here with his hand on his chin or this guy here. 3 ball is good. Bang. But he'll be in there. Don't worry. He'll get some time. Like I said, it's hard for these. Normally we have 10-man rotations, and the 10-man rotations get more. The minutes become a little bit more equal. 12s are tough, so that's why there's 10 minutes extra, 2 minutes per quarter extra. Otherwise, your guy would get like 6 minutes. And again, this game is just a good opportunity to see your players. Knight gets fouled. It's a good, just to get excited about what your player looks like. See how he plays, the things you might want to, think about as you're grinding for those progressions, where you want to add and pack up to when you do have those ability to do that. I mean, if you had to give advice to somebody, Zay, about how they should look about packing up their arc, what would you tell them as far as where you start?
Yeah, where you start, I would usually just start with my strengths, really. I'm a shooter. I would tell them to start upgrading their shooting stats right away. Defense. That's kind of self-explanatory there.
No, but that makes sense, because I have had people say, I don't know where to apply my points to, and I'm like, well, what arc are you?
Right.
What's your guy? What is your guy's specialty? Because every archetype has pluses and minuses to them. So, do you want to focus on what his minuses are, where you want to start, or do you want to focus on what his strengths are? Like you said, if your guy is overly offensive, there's two different books on it. I personally agree with you, Zay. I think you go to the strengths and you try to maximize those strengths out immediately. Nice take there, foul on the play. But I agree with you. I think that you're spot on with that advice. Appreciate the sub, JP. Davis for 3. Bang. Cam Davis from downtown. The playmaking scoring machine.
Yeah, that's a popular name. We see in chat a lot too, Cam Davis.
Stephen Brothers with the INT. There's number 55. Mr. Vasiliki Gunakis. He needs a nickname. Goonie. We're going to call him Goonie. Gunakis. Davis for 3. Splash.
That's the second 3 of the night right there.
20 apiece.
Stolen by Mills.
Dirty, you're funny. Gunakis, no good off the mark. And wait till you see what happens when we get rated. What song plays?
Right.
22-20 now.
Oh, that was David Wright, the versatile defensive five. I haven't really seen that arc be used too terribly much.
Is that the defensive five? You said?
Yeah,
Isn't that
the Rodman?
That's the Rodman. I like it. Yeah, that.
Hmm.
I said I like it. This, that's you're gonna be if you're gonna be a progression guy, and you're gonna try to specialize in something. Specialize in rebounds. I like it. Reball there, no good as the shot clock expired. Nothing you can do about that. So Philly Blood thinks this guy is not pretty. The progression guys usually are not very pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Occasionally you'll get a good one. Drive inside, kick it outside, right now to Vaughn, contested three, no good. I gotta jump off the mic for a second. Can you just take it, Zay? My dogs ran upstairs.
Oh,
Family's
you better
trying to
go get
sleep.
him.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mills over to Brinkley now. Got brothers at top of the key. Deep three by Brinkley. Man, Alonzo Knight coming down with that board there. Ooh, Eric. I forgot. I can't really pronounce his name. Eric's yes, Slatibo. I think that's what his name is. Slatibo, the playmaking sharpshooter, getting that one to go. Sticking to his name, and the first quarter there with a 5-point lead. And going into the second now. Yeah, like what I saw from this first quarter. Seeing some major talent early on here. Yeah, you're good.
Ooh, Eddie Goro. Sorry, my dogs are not really supposed to be upstairs, and when I went to get a drink in between games, they must have not shut the gate. So my wife texted me, laying in bed, telling me the dogs were upstairs. Yeah, Darth Bunto, I wouldn't. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, yes, you're going to watch the final score, but in these prospect games, I don't think the who wins, loses really matters. Nice fadeaway there.
Yeah, that was kind of clean. Yeah, a clean fade there. By Evan Dunn again. Yeah. Had his name called a couple times.
Three ball again. Who was that? He said a couple threes.
That was Brinkley again. Yeah, trying to shoot again.
Caleb Brinkley.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Still got a whole half left to go here. Oh, a nice block by Gunakis.
Ooh.
type. If anybody wants to save clips, type !clip. You can go save to Discord. So just type it just like this. It doesn't have to be caps, but if you type that, boom, it goes right to the Nightbot will put it to Discord. It's good to save those for future if you're making a graphic or your coach is making a graphic or the league is using it. If you see good plays, clip them. They're a great resource for us to go back for highlight reels and whatnot, commercials, and you name it. So if you see it, type it.
Yeah, that block was nasty, though.
Yeah, that was a nice block. We missed free throw. Foul on the play.
Yeah, on the other side, Evan Dunn going to the line.
If it wasn't a ton of work, I would actually edit where all the players from when that graphic comes up, but it's just too much. Maybe one day. This season was a lot. I think I created like 160 prospects, so. Kanakis again. Oh, that was Boomer. Excuse me. Paul Boomer. Appreciate a bunch of the follows, guys, too. I know a couple guys followed here while we were streaming. And another nice block.
Yeah, going to the stands there.
James Jones with a huge block. Scott for three, bang! Lewis Scott from downtown. I wonder if there's a relationship to Drake Scott.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Probably not. Thanks, Darth. Appreciate you, buddy. We're happy to have you. Nice. That's a tough bucket. Shaq Ford.
Yeah. Very tough bucket by Ford there.
Bill Dozer. He should have named his guy.
I like that name.
I do too.
Bulldozer.
It's Bill Dozer, but
Bill Dozer.
I would have loved him if you named him Bull. That would have been cool. You always know there's a second one coming. Always know it. Oh, nice take inside. Fouled. Like the take, though. Jack Ford to the line. He's impressed me a little bit with his ability to get to the basket.
Yeah, it's a sharp shooting wing too. So hopefully, when his shooting ability develops, that's definitely gonna be something to look out for.
All right, Zay, I got a question for you, and this is just my own. My own question, I guess. It's just why do people have such an affinity for the Harden beard?
To be honest, I honestly don't know.
I mean, there's 50 something varieties of facial hair, and so many people pick that stupid beard. I hate it, especially when they put it on a white guy. A white guy with an afro with a Harden beard. It makes no sense. The East has a couple of the guys.
Homeless look.
I like. Listen, I mean, there's a bunch of beards that I actually really do like that nobody ever picks. One of them, the guy actually looks like a guy that you'd find like a Pennsylvania. You'd find like an Amish guy in Pennsylvania, like a Pennsylvania Dutch beard. It actually looks really good. I think I've only ever seen one person pick it. 3-ball there is good. Boomer from downtown. I mean, I get it. I get the facial hair part. I mean, that, yes, I'm good with that. I guess I just with Jones would throw down James Jones. But like this guy right here, he shouldn't have a hardened beard. He's got a hardened beard. I don't know. Just a pet peeve of mine. I've made so many of these players. Every once in a while, I get somebody that throws me a curveball that can make a guy look nothing like anybody else. I do like when we had the what was the dude's name? The guy with the blonde spiked hair. We always put there's a meme for Discord. The Island Boy. That was a fun one because it was after that persona.
That might have been a I was thinking about Letterman, but that might not have been him.
No, it was it was an OG guy, but he wasn't here long. Might have been Rage. Rage, was it you? If he's here, I don't think. Maybe it might. I gotta look it back. I'll look it up. I'm curious now. I'm gonna look it up. But that one was a fun one. Boomer's showing out here the last few minutes. This is a 2-point ball game. Billy Hoyle is not in this game that I'm aware of. I don't know if he was even in any of the rosters. I don't believe.
I don't remember that.
No, I think you came in too late. These were invites that were sent out like a week and a half ago. So we only got. Again, we have 160 prospects. You can't get everybody in these games. His first name was Ima. It was Rage's guy. I was right. Look at that. Wow. Semi-Rage. Who is now back. I gotta tell him he should have been I'm an Island Boy. He should have been I'm an Island Boy again. That was a fun one. Could have been like I'm an Island Boy. The second 3-ball again. Boomer heating up.
Yeah, that's a second, third, 3 he's drained as well. Now he got himself on the board quite a bit. Almost came up with a steal there too.
You know, I said this the other night too. You know, you're playing against 70 overalls and 70 overalls. Your guys are not going to play this good. Just being honest, yes, we've had guys go off, and they do go off. I mean, I think we had an MVP of one of our national championship games one season be a progression guy. But our progression guys, unless the guys are really, really grinding, and there's about 5 or 6 in the league that do that, the majority of them end up being a role player, and that's just reality.
Unless you're going to turn to what Pax loves, a Kyle Thomas, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, Eaton Letterman is a perfect example. Our assistant commish is a perfect example. Just guys that either have done a ton for the league work-wise or have just grinded for it. Washington for life. We have a couple of our coaches. The reason they're coaches is because they are 100% dedicated to the CSBA. So, as a paid Goonie, yes. Vaughn fouled. I've been impressed with the defense of Gunakis. His defense has impressed me. Goro has impressed me. Trying to think of who else. Boomer. Sledbow up with the rebound. There's only been, there's a couple guys obviously that have impressed me, but I just like the diversity of the way some of these guys have been playing, even if they do in small things. Appreciate the foul there. Outsy man. Gunakis not looking to shoot there. Bad pass. Sleepo up with the INT.
Yeah, got a little bit too lax there on the defensive end.
Brownwell. Davis for three. Rims in and out. As I say, if Boomer knocks that down. 3-point game. It's tight.
Going for the last shot here.
Yeah, you got to hold for one. High pick and roll. Forces it up to three, no good. So at the end of the half, 43-40, West on top. Let's talk a little bit about some of these players here. Zay for the East. Caleb Brinkley has impressed. Boomer has been effective. Gunakis has been effective. Even Jack Ford a little bit. On the West, probably been Goro, right? I mean, who else? Dozer, maybe? Dunn?
I like Evan Dunn, especially pretty early on. Seeing getting that high flying dunk at the beginning, he got a couple points. But yeah, I liked him as well. Him and Goro probably in the main two I saw. We saw a little bit of Wright in there as well. Wright and Bill Dozer, but I want to see a little bit more from the rest of the guys.
And it's hard to stand out in an all-star game because, again, you know, with the book that we run, it is a very balanced book, so nobody's touch tendencies are higher than anybody else's. So, website, Goody. The league website. Backdoor pass to Goro. Yeah, we got 36 schools. We got 6 conferences, 36 schools. You know, we were talking about it with C-Web. I'm excited to see what some of these new coaches do. I feel like this season, you know, there's a handful of guys that are new, and for the first time, I'll honest with you, granted it's still way early, but with 36 teams, it's hard to have that many people vested. You say everybody wants to be vested, and they are, but like in reality, are they? Are they that vested that where their team? I guess they really will determine if they're vested or not is when the chips are down, if they dig in or if they fade out.
Right. I think that's kind of where you start to separate the weak from the rest of the herd there. When you
But
start going to a rough patch, a losing streak, yeah, like everyone's good with the good times are rolling, but then it's kind of start seeing really who's there along for the ride when y'all struggling. Those are
yeah,
where you guys will show.
nice pack to Goro. Yeah, Goro's really impressed me. Nice pass by Dunn. Dunn and Goro. Goro's got 14. But yeah, I mean, I will say, just looking at conferences, I mean, I honestly look at the conferences and I don't see, as of right now, a weak school as far as the coaching is concerned. Now, that again, like we just said, that could change. But I like our core of coaches, and I feel like we've added some really good ones this season. It's hard. I feel bad when we pull away a good assistant coach or a good recruiter and make them a head coach. But when we do, it makes things so much more. Makes the league a little bit more even. This is a lot. It's a lot of work. I mean, I having done it myself. It is a lot of work. And you guys don't get anything for it other than the enjoyment factor, so. Alright. Give me your two biggest pet peeves regarding recruiting. From a prospect perspective. Like regarding a prospect.
When a prospect flips, that's by far the biggest one.
Okay.
Yeah, my prospect flips, that's by far the biggest one. Another big pet peeve.
And just so you know, it is their prerogative to do that, but it is frustrating. I get it.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. But yeah, I think it's just like when they just flat out don't respond. I think that's kind of the other big one.
And that's fair. Absolutely fair. What about you guys in chat? You guys got any questions? McGee getting on the board. Jaden Thomas there. $53.45. What's the one thing you're most excited for this season today?
Just playing, and I mean for me specifically, I'm just playing in a new conference. I know I played kind of in the same conference like the last like 2 seasons. No, I'm getting to play some new coaches. Some guys I haven't never got to play before. Some guys only got to play once before. And just overall a little bit more competition there. So that was something I was looking forward to, getting to try out some new game plans, some new stuff with the team.
Mike can't finish at the rim. Signing day is probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I expect the season to be a little bit more competitive. I think that's going to be the main thing I'm more excited for. Some high octane games.
I laugh because the same question has been asked about a dozen times in stream chat. When does the recruiting start? It's February 5th. I made an announcement. It's in league announcements. There's the whole schedule of everything. Saturday we get to see where the transfers go. That's going to set, some of these rosters are hopefully up for success heading into, prospect recruiting. But I will say I know some guys wanted an early commitment day, but I'll be honest with you. I've heard today, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but transfer recruiting has been tough.
Yeah, this season in particular has been tough on a lot of us. I've been talking with a couple other coaches on that, but yeah.
Because you have a few guys that have, in my opinion, probably knew where they were going to go before the portal even opened, or wanted to go at least.
Right. Like they already had the idea in their mind, I know like South Carolina ain't gonna be like the flashiest school, like say like a UNC or a Duke. But
I personally love what you guys got, because where else can you say go Cox? So and you're not being dirty,
Right.
You can have fun with that, but yeah, that after there's a core group, then I kind of feel like it's anybody's game, and it'll be interesting. I think when we see the transfers, one of two things is going to happen. Guys are going to go to schools we did not expect, or we're going to see teams stacked, and then it's going to be really interesting how prospect recruiting goes, because there are some really good active players that I'm noticing, and I'd be curious to see, do those guys go ride the coattails of some potential championship team based on a somewhat stacked roster, or do you go to a school as a prospect to try to be the main guy? And I'll say this, just having seen people, and I had a conversation with David Ware recently, where a couple seasons ago he went to Georgetown's day because he thought he was going to win a championship, and was barely used and was beyond frustrated because he came off the bench. This past season was named one of the most improved players of the year. I think he averaged 19 points a game compared to probably low single digits when he was on the bench.
Yeah, and that's something that would be pretty interesting to see for the prospects, because I know there's some prospects that don't really mind fitting into a scheme as long as they win, but there's some other guys that want numbers, they want stats, they want to go for that freshman of the year award. So
yep.
There
and you can have those accolades 100% at, like, it's such a fine line, because I don't want to tell anybody ever not to try go to line up for a championship, but like, I've been on teams that have had a good roster, and we've had amazing and such fun seasons. We've been to the national title game twice. We didn't win, but having experienced it, it was probably the most fun season I had. Now, I've never been on a fully stacked team like some of the teams that we've seen who have taken home a natty, right? But I have talked to those users, and they were not, even though they were happy to get a natty or get close or whatever, they weren't happy that their guy was barely there. They put money into their guy who was barely used. And David Ware is the first guy that comes to my mind as a perfect example of that.
Right. I mean, for the most part, we try to win, but at the same time, it's like we want to have fun just doing it. I know, like, that first season that I coached, it was just like we're a 6th seed. We're going in majority, if not all, the games we're gonna play are higher seeds. we're just gonna we're practically playing with house money, so we're just gonna kind of just play to play, and just like each game that we won, it was kind of just like, wow, can we even but so we took this team down. Let's see if we
Yeah,
can go further.
you guys were a Cinderella story, that team, too. You went far. I remember that. I think you went to Sweet 16, right? Or Elite 8, something like that.
We went to the Final Four that first year.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? It was the Final Four. You're right. Which is fun. That's the cool part about that is the fun part about March Madness as for the CSBA is that you get to go on a run, or you have you have some good game plans, and maybe come up with a big upset, and then the next game the matchup doesn't necessarily wouldn't have been that way normally, but you sim 100 sims, maybe you get 80 of them the same way, but you can get a sim go the other way too. So it's fun when those runs come and you see like Cinderella stories. And C-Web is a guy that we've seen go on many of those.
Right.
He's known as the upset king of the CSBA. So, but it does make fun. It does make it fun. I will agree. By the way, we're interesting little thing happening here is every game, the team on the left side here in these 4 games has won. It has nothing to do with anything. I just find it funny. It's pure coincidence. Get those forwards up in stream chat. We'll be right back. Fourth quarter coming your way. All right, here's your State Farm assist of the game. Definitely not a good one. I give it a 1. I give it a 1. If I could give it a negative, I would. I will say this: if you're a progression guy, you want to be a blue desperately. My suggestion to you is this. Let's say you can't grind every week of the entire season. But if you could grind, if there was a week to grind for it, preseason or the beginning of out-of-conference tournaments, I would tell you to watch as much as you can. You get bonuses for watching multiple streams. Sometimes people give out subs if you're actually around a lot. Sometimes they'll gift subs, which also can increase your progression points. You go on streak bonuses. You average around 400 to 500 per stream. So, like in theory, if you watched all 18 hours of the first week, you'd probably have about 12,000 points probably. Plus your check-ins, plus what you get gifted, you can pretty much be a blue chip in a week. Maybe just out of a week. But that's with that's with grinding for it. Dirty, we play. I will tell you this: historically. This year was the exception to the rule with our rebrands going back to NCAA. Although this was the quickest turnover. This is going to be the quickest turnover probably in the CSBA history from one season to the next. That does not normally happen. Usually I take a little bit of a break. But knowing historically a 4-year career in real life is approximately 2 years in real life entertainment. Which is crazy. We've been doing this since COVID started. There's Blasey. Just wondering when he was going to show up. First points of the game. Nice thunderous dunk, though. Clip that. But yeah, this is the shortest off season ever. Brinkley. Caleb Brinkley for 3. Bang.
Wow. Yeah, Brinkley's also impressed me as well.
And like I said, I don't. These guys are probably not going to play this good. They'll probably, you'll still see them score, but I don't know if they're going to be this good. I will say this, Goonie. Never say never, but in full transparency, right now I can barely get enough people to help and help me stream. So Flores with a nice dunk. So to have the ability to run those streams too, I work for a living. So like, unless we can get somebody to run it full time during the day, because I'll be honest with you, say, what do I run? 10, 12 of the 18 hours of streams are on me usually.
Right.
Usually, so. Our bread and butter is the college. It always will be. High school's fun. Don't forget we have high school too. So you got high school plus this, which I'm excited to get back to, Zay.
Yeah, the high school games, I've always enjoyed the high school games. Small little weeks throughout the season.
6-minute games versus 8. The problem is nobody really ever tuned in for guys want to see where their player is going to go, but they don't watch them. They're just basically there to play. There's no incentives. There's no packing up. There's no anything. Like, it's just guys went in with whatever they were, and that's who they were. So, me personally, I didn't have as much excitement around it. It was fun. It was there was fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but even me as the commissioner, even a game during the day, if I tuned in just to see who was playing, maybe, or if my guy was playing for 5 minutes, maybe. But we ran them on YouTube, and barely anybody was showing up to watch them. So, yeah, Dirty. That's the other part of it too. And I'm an older guy. He said, Zay, I don't know if he saw it. He said he actually enjoys watching instead of playing.
Right.
Playing is fun, but I've been in leagues where you play, right? I've done that. And I'm an older guy, and as I'm getting older, my time is more and more limited. When you're in those play leagues, you gotta schedule a time. You gotta find a time that works for both of you. And yeah, it's fun and it's fun to play somebody, and I get that aspect. But it is a grind to try to schedule games.
Right.
And then you get annoyed at some guy doing some sort of spam thing or spamming the same play or all that. So I like Sim because you don't have to. You play once a week. If you're free and you have time and you want to watch the games, you tune in. If you don't have the time, you tune in for your guy. And if you don't even have time for both, but you have time at a weird hour, you go back and watch the VOD and watch your guy play and stuff like that. And we've had some crazy ass games that have been so fun to. Like, I've gone back and looked at like old games and stuff, and they're a ton of fun to watch. So it's just it's a different kind of experience. It is not for everybody, but I do like, watching your guy go off and having a good game. Or, say, how many times have we talked about in league chat about the history of the league and, like, remember this guy? We have GIFs, memes, all kinds of stuff, too, of, like, famous shots, MP4s.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that's been saved like over time, over the years. I know. Like I said, I came from like season 5 going forward. There was like some things from like season 4 back that was like, oh, like you seeing these players or they'll show like little clips and stuff, like just old CSB assets and guys that we're used to. I mean, I think was looking through the YouTube channel one day. I've seen like Tez Green highlights from him in his freshman year with Kansas, so that was pretty interesting there when I was like looking through.
Yeah, a lot of that's fun, and then Maximus, perfect example. Him and I are. I mean, I'm probably older than him, but he's got a couple of kids. He says the kids take over the gaming systems. He doesn't allow him to physically play. So like this is his outlet. And for some people they enjoy that. I enjoy it, and that's the reason why I run the league. But Thomas hits that one. And some guys come in here and go, oh, what I gotta pay to watch my guy, blah blah blah. But like, you can have your guy be crap and watch, or you can invest and enjoy what you're investing in. I mean, we put a lot of time and effort into the league and resources. I pay for a lot of things, So, yeah. So, Dirty, if you just type clip, there's a highlights channel in Discord, and the downloadable MP4 is there. Plus the smack talking. That's fun. I love the recruiting. So it's just a different experience. Sim Sports is fun.
He's cut it back down to
I just noticed that. I was been talking so much that I forgot about the score. Knight. Nice dunk there. 4-point game now.
He quick drop off to Alonzo Knight down there.
Ice tie. Yeah, I agree. I'm not on social media as much as I used to be either. Yeah, we started a couple minutes. I had to run the. That was a nice dunk that we saw before. Haven't done the player of the game. Yeah, I mean, the reason the game is a little long is because we started about 5 minutes late, and then on top of it, 10-minute quarters, and my dogs decided to run upstairs, so I had to walk away from my computer. So usually we're done before 11, though. The only time we ever have late is if I have a issue streaming and I need to push the game times back, or I mean, back in the old days in the early going, season 1, I think I would stream it like 10 and 11 o'clock religiously. Primarily because my wife would go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night. Ja'Cory, what up, Ja'Cory Williams? Checking in. Ja'Cory, you were in the game the other night. Pretty sure you played. Did you play? Yeah, you played. You played on Tuesday. So if you can go back and watch that in the VOD, it's there on Twitch. Box score was already posted in the chat. We actually had a problem with the game. It crashed literally on the exit screen, so we didn't get the box score. I had to pay somebody to watch the game. It's in Discord. It's hashtag box score. It's in the sport. Was it in the ES Sports News, ESPN Sports Center section? I know we have a shit ton of channels. I need to still clean this Discord up a little bit. For you guys don't have to see as many as I see, Zay. I see all the channels.
Right.
36 locker rooms on top of everything else.
Right. Something in every single one.
Yes, sir. Cam, who was your guy again? I gotta try to remember everybody's names. Oh, Cam Davis.
Yeah, tough shot there.
Or
East looking to push now with less than 2 minutes to go.
yeah, 5 minutes left. Ooh, that was interesting. McGee. Randy
Yeah, Dunn
McGee.
almost coming away with that one.
That was interesting. Cuts it to a 3-point game. Big possession here for the East. And a foul counted in one. It's Dunn.
Oh, that's a
Dunn picks up his third.
Back.
And he misses the free throw. Ouch.
On the corner. Yeah, yeah, Trey Ball in the corner there.
Oh, we were talking about the versatile defensive five. That's Ben Wallace. And I like that nobody...
Ben Wallace?
Yeah, that's the Ben Wallace. So maybe we'll see... Again, there's a bunch of arcs that people still have not really tested out. Swanson backing up the load. Evan Dunn there, mouse in the house, and Dunn picks up his fourth. Yeah, so there's some arcs that people have still yet to really do much with. I'm still waiting to see somebody. I think we saw at one point somebody be Olajuwon, but literally, eventually arc changed, and we never really got to see the full potential. But that's an arc I'm interested to see. That's huge. Puts it to a 7 3-pointer. I'd love to see. We haven't really seen an all-out, fully Max Zion yet, or a Blake Griffin. Mari Stoudemire, I don't think we've seen full out.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to think of if we've seen a Jason Tatum maxed.
I don't think we have.
My guy,
I've seen, like, they tried to do it, but I know they were a ghost, so that was out. I don't even think that, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'd like to see Draymond Green too. That's probably one, the two-way playmaking four. These are guys I mean, I'd love to. There are some marks though that I can understand why guys don't gravitate to them. I'll use Larry Johnson as a perfect example. He's a floor spacing post scorer, but he's only 6'7". But he's a guy I'd love to, I think Tim Savage might have been that arc. Can't remember. We really haven't seen any Scottie Pippen. Nobody has really gone the Scottie Pippen full max yet.
Some are actually pretty close to that. Not full max.
Yeah, I mean it's close. I agree. Iguodala is good. JP, if you're a blue, yeah, you can just screenshot it and post it in the rewards channel, and then fill out the pack sheet, please.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Yeah, like I said, there's still some players here that, even in the guards too, people haven't stuck with it long enough to see what they did or would do.
Right.
So it looks like the West is going to hold on here for the dub. Just screenshot that, Goody. Post it in the rewards channel. Viewership rewards. Write what you're claiming. But also, if you can do the sheet, that would be good. Actually, you know what? Don't for the viewership reward. Just post it in the channel. Don't worry about the sheet. So just make sure you screenshot. Yeah, that was a fun game. Both the JUCO games were competitive, so I'm not even going to look at the team comparison. We'll just fly through the box score really quickly. Brinkley, Boomer, double digits. Thomas, Ford, Jones. Jones didn't get much playing time. Flores. Yeah, the East team was top heavy. Look at the brothers. But here's, we talk a little bit about points, right, Zay? I mean, you didn't get a ton of playing time, but you start contributing with numbers like that in a game. It means a lot to a team. You may not be the leading scorer, but those are those little things. Here's that example. He looks like Turk Maverick, by the way. Gunakis, no points. Did have a huge block, though. As we see the highlight of that. Here it is. Bam! Off the backboard. So, Evan Dunn, almost a double-double. 9 dimes.
Ooh.
That's a really impressive game. So, Goro, almost a double-double. And again, I say this, please do not think your guy is going to play like this all the time as a 70 overall. You're going to be playing against 95-plus overall players. You're going to struggle. Just be mindful of that unless you grind for points. Brownwell, Sleepo, Scott, Vaughn, Knight. You see some highlights from a bunch of these different guys. So that's going to wrap us up here. I'll post this box score up. I'll let you guys know if we're going to have a championship game next week for this, because that'll be regular recruiting. It'll give us something else to do. Zay, I appreciate you doing the marathon of both games tonight. Thank you, buddy. I would have been talking a lot by myself, so glad you were here. And CSBA.
Good games all around.
Yes, sir. CSBA, we appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys Saturday in Discord when we have the transfer signing day. So tune in for that. That's a fun time. You get to see all the graphics and the hype and where guys are going and so on and so forth. It's a fun thing. And then recruiting starts the following Monday. So make sure you guys are around and being active in Discord. It is very important, especially for coaches, to see that you're active, right, Zay? I mean, you want to know that you're going to have somebody that's going to be vested into the league.
Right.
So, all right, guys, we'll see you guys